Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's the singers, the singers only. Singers, the singers only.
Hey you guys, it's Kristal Cherelle from Indie Artist School. Welcome to the Singer's Arsenal. Today we're going to talk about how to sing ad-libs. This is something that's been coming up quite a bit actually, and I realized, this is a topic that we could really talk about. Ad-libs are vocal lines, melodies, and other sounds that you can add to the music that's not already present in the main melody. So technically, ad-libs can also be harmonies and emphasizing a certain word in unison or in harmony with the main vocal line. But I talked more about that in the vocal arrangement episode, so I won't be talking about that as much today. Today, I'm going to be talking about filling in the spaces in between vocal lines so that you can add music there, add a vocal line there. If you've ever sung a song and there were spaces in between the lines and you're not sure what to do, then this is the perfect episode for you. If you're here to learn about harmonies and all of that stuff, you should check out my vocal arrangement episode, but hey, don't go there right now. Listen to this one first and then go back and check it out, okay? Because I don't want you to miss this either, because all of this works together. Okay, so in order to improve your ad-libs, the first thing that you need to do is be familiar with the song. It's really difficult to sing ad-libs if you don't know what's coming next. And so you want to know how long or short your ad-lib needs to be and where it could actually be beneficial to the song. The worst thing you can do is sing something that takes away from the song and makes it distracting. So just get familiar before you try to sing ad-libs. If you need to repeat it several times, go ahead and do that. You can try things and see what works and scrap the things that you don't like and then try again. The second thing that you need to do is identify the key and the scales that the song is in. So that takes some ear training and getting used to the music. What you can do is just sing a scale while the music is playing. So I'm going to demonstrate that today. I'm actually going to use an example from Giveon, Heartbreak Anniversary. I love Giveon. He's an amazing up and coming R&B artist who I think has a good blend of contemporary and traditional R&B with him. I just love it. So anyway, I'm gonna start with that, and we'll identify the notes that sound good in this key. So one of the things that we can use here is the music. The music really helps you understand what works here. So there are some clues that help you understand what key the song is in. The first thing is the actual chord progression. So we heard, let's listen to the chord. Just listen to the piano part. So those are the main notes that are in there. So if I were to sing the scale, so let's see. It's key of C. So we heard it. Very simple. So we know that now, so we can build from that. So it helps you also predict what's coming, so that no matter what you try, it will sound a little bit better if you know the key. That way you're not trying things that aren't even present in the key, and it gives you a lot to work with. It gives you free reign to try things in that scale. So the idea is to basically sing the entire scale. Now there's something else to consider, which is its relative minor. The minor uses the same notes, but it's emphasizing the third note beneath it instead. So that would be A minor. But guess what? That doesn't feel the same, does it? So let's listen to how each scale sounds with the music. See how that fits there? So all of that sounds good. You don't have to be able to play piano to be able to determine the key. But it's just, I use the piano so that you can visually see and hear what I'm talking about if you're watching the video. And if you're not, you can hear that, just to know that, yes, these notes are not out of thin air. All right. And so the third thing that you need to do to sing better ad-libs is start by just singing simple notes in the spaces between the vocal lines. Now we get to hear Giveon's beautiful voice. All right, let's start it and listen. Ooh, So I just sang one simple note that's in the scale, and I didn't even say any words or anything. So that's a good way to get started with ad-libs if you're not sure and you want to test things out. So the next step, which is another step further, is to actually sing runs in those spaces using the scale that is in the key of the song. And you can experiment on whether your runs are going up, whether they're going down, whether you hang on to one note a little bit longer. You can also interchange the short note in one phrase and then later on do a run in another phrase. But for now, we're going to do runs every time there's a break. So let's have a listen to it and try it again. Now, I wouldn't recommend you do this every time because it can get super busy if you're doing runs all the time. But the whole point is to know what the possibilities are. Obviously, if you're actually performing this, I recommend that you interchange, the short notes, and then maybe another space you do a run. But yeah, here's an example of what it would be like if you sang a run every time. All of this is based on the key now. It's funny because he does them himself, so I'm trying to create the space for Giveon to do what he's doing. If you're ever doing a duet with someone else, it usually helps for one of you to carry the vocal line and the other of you to do some ad-libs when it's not your turn to sing, and then the other one can do the same for you when you take the vocal line. That's mostly about duets, but even if you're in the studio and it's just you and you recorded your vocal line, you can also sing ad-libs with yourself. Okay, and the next thing you could do is words. You can emphasize words even on a run or a short note, but you want to do the same thing, except you want to emphasize an important word that was in the phrase that was sung right before that space. So let's have a listen and try that. Faded like me, baby, baby, baby. Hey, souvenir. Hey, never, never. Sorry. That's vocal arrangement and harmonies. I just feel like this song should so be a duet. But anyway, love that song. So anyway, the next thing that you could do is a hybrid. A hybrid would be a mixture of any of the top 3 ad-lib types that I talked about earlier. So it could be just a short note with a sound like ah, ooh, or any vowel sound that you find works well for your voice. And then you could also interchange runs and words. Okay, so that was one version of it. Of course, like I said, this is just a fly-by-night, not perfect. But anyway, that's how you experiment and find choices for ad-libs. The good thing about this is you're not going to use every ad-lib that you try. It's really about experimentation until you find one that you really like and a good place to put it. If you're in the studio, the good thing is the sound engineer can move your ad-lib to where it belongs. If you're performing live, that's something you definitely want to arrange in rehearsals. That way you can do it the same way every time when you're performing live. But yeah, have fun with that, experiment, understand, no pressure here. It's really about having fun and experimenting. So just remember these 6 steps to singing ad-libs. 1, make sure you're familiar with the song. 2, make sure you identify the key of the song and the scales that you can use. 3, start with simple notes. Sing vowel sounds like ah, ooh, and any other vowels you like. And 4, start implementing runs. 5, emphasize words. And 6, create a hybrid and a mixture of these things so that you can have a good, diverse, well-rounded choice of ad-libs to sing in your song. I hope these tips help you guys explore the world of ad-libs and see what it is you can do to spice up a song and improve on your duets as well. If you'd like to improve your voice, visit my website, indieartistschool.com. I give virtual one-on-one lessons on Zoom. And I also have an online course called the Indie Artist Toolkit, where I teach you the beginnings of how to sing and release your own music. That's indieartistschool.com. Also, I just want to thank you guys so much for donating to this podcast. If you'd like to donate to this podcast, visit anchor.fm/thesingersarsenal/support. Well, you guys, until next time, have a wonderful day.
It's the singer's arsenal. The singer's only. Singer's